All right, guys, I'm gonna walk you through what you're going to do for your stations tomorrow. So after the substitute takes your attention, you are going to go back to your expert group. Remember, it's based on your table number. So I'm going to flip the phone around so I can walk you through what you need to do for tomorrow. So this is how you're going to know if you are in expert group 1. Your table that you normally sit at will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, okay? That is your expert group. If you are expert group 1, you are going to look for this envelope and it will be at the pink table. That's the one by my desk. If you are an expert group 2, you will look for this envelope and you will be at the green table. If you are an expert group 3, you're going to be at the orange table. If you are an expert group 4, you're going to be at the yellow table. And then 5 will be the red table. And then finally, 6 will be at the blue table. If you guys do not have a printed article on your desk, you're going to go into Google Classroom and look for the video labeled by your group number. So for expert group 1, you will go to Google Classroom and you will look for the video that says expert group 1. You will watch that video. Then on your own piece of paper, you will respond to the questions that are in the envelope that I showed you. So expert group 1, you are focusing on bias. So it says, task 1, in your own words, define what a bias is. You can use my slideshow I created. I posted it in Google Classroom. And then also use the video called Implicit Bias. You're also going to answer, the video explains that our brains make shortcuts. Give one example of a quote-unquote shortcut that could lead to an unfair bias. Then last but not least, you're going to respond to number 3, make a connection. You're going to think about a time at school when someone might have a bias. I gave you some examples in my class. Example, a teacher might have a bias for students who are quiet, or a student might have a bias against a certain subject. Share one idea with your group. Make sure you write it down, okay? So you guys are going to be doing that. Expert group 2, of course, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to grab your own paper. You are going to respond to the same group of questions, but based on what you watched in Google Classroom. So expert group 2, you're going to look for your video in Google Classroom labeled expert group 2. Then again, you are going to define in your own words, what is a stereotype? You're going to answer, what is another example of a stereotype you have heard about school? You're going to make a connection. Why is it a problem to think a stereotype is true for every single person in a group? Okay. And then again, we're just going to keep going around. All of you guys are going to do the same thing. Go to your expert group based on your table. You're going to grab your envelope labeled whatever expert group you're at. Once you guys have completed that part of the assignment, you're going to go back to your home group, okay? Your home group. That is the group that you sit at every day, your seating chart. Once you guys make it back down there to your home group, you're going to start working on this assignment. It's a study guide for your test. So this is how you're going to do it. You're going to go back to your home group, and number 1 in the group, so whoever sits at number 1, expert 1, is going to answer these questions. Expert 1, you're going to answer in your own words, what is a bias? The rest of the group is going to write down what you answer right there. You're going to share the next thing, the key video, and make a connection. Then you're going to let number 2 speak, and they are going to do the same thing. Where number 2, it says led by expert number 2. So expert number 2, now you are going to answer the same questions for your group. Your group is going to write down the answers you give on their own special paper. And you're going to do that through all of the 6 groups. Don't worry if your group doesn't have all of the numbers, skip that number and just move on to the next number. So maybe your group only has 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6, and you're missing 4. That's all right. We will handle that on Friday. I will give you a substitute number 4, or I will do it and give you the information that you need to fill this out, okay? So again, don't worry if you don't have all the numbers. You guys can come back and complete it on Friday. And last but not least, this is as a group, you guys are going to answer this. How does a simple preference or bias turn into an unfair label or a stereotype? This is the exact example. Think about when I talked about the German Shepherd example in class. How did my bias turn into a stereotype? How did my stereotype turn into a prejudice? How did my prejudice turn into discrimination? And then how did my discrimination turn into racism and close the whole loop? So remember the German Shepherd examples I used. That's what you will do and you will talk about with your group. So the only part you're actually working on as a group, like answering as a group, is part 2. That's the end of your assignment. Again, don't freak out if you don't get it all finished. Do your best, and I will be here tomorrow to walk you through the rest of it and answer questions, okay? I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you Friday.